As traders, we all make stupid mistakes. And on my way to becoming profitable, I was no different. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 stupidest mistakes that I made, which cost me tens of thousands of dollars, so you don't have to. And stay around till the end, because mistake 5 is the one that is the easiest mistake to make, and it's the mistake that has cost me the most amount of money. So let's go. Mistake number 1 is researching and knowing your prop firm rules. And I get it, this one sounds really simple, but once you start to use lots of different prop firms, specifically like CFDs and futures, they all have different rules. They all have different down draw limits. They all have different overnight trading rules, different news rules, and you can get confused or even forget that these rules exist when you're trading multiple prop firm accounts. And this is the easiest way to blow it, or the hardest way to get a payout, specifically if some have consistency rules and some don't. If you're trying to do the same trades on 2 different accounts, then it's going to get confusing. It's going to take a while to get a payout. With overnight trading, you don't want to be holding one account overnight and one account not, because again, you're going to confuse yourself. Same with news trading. With one account, it might allow it. The other account might not. But on that account, you might place a news trade and lose your prop account. The stupidest mistake that I made with not researching the rules properly was with FTMO. I had a trade running with gold and it was running a 10K profit, which was the biggest trade I've ever done by far. I knew it was going to go higher, so I let it run overnight. And overnight trading is completely allowed on FTMO as long as it's not over a weekend. So I let the trade run. And in the morning, I was up 30K. And it was crazy. That was the biggest trade I've ever done. So I closed the trade, and for about an hour, I thought that I just made 30K. Then I got an email from FTMO saying I broke a rule. And bearing in mind, before I went to bed that night, I put my stop loss to break even. So I thought I was completely safe. But what happened was, when I was asleep, the trade must have gone to around 15K. When the market then opened, it then dropped to around 7 to 8K. So I actually went below the 5K max down draw per day. And not knowing that this happened, I closed the trade thinking I made 30K. And when I found out that I blew the account, it wasn't like I just broke a rule, but it was like I've just had 30K stripped away from me. And that literally destroyed me for weeks, really. And that was because I didn't read the rules properly and I made a stupid mistake. So rule number 1, make sure you know and read the prop firm rules for each different account that you have. And moving on to mistake number 2. And this is one which a lot of beginner traders make, and that's your timeline. When you first get into trading, you instantly go onto YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and you see people flexing 10K months, 10K days, Lamborghinis, massive penthouses, and they're all usually quite young. So you think the timeline would be quite short. And especially once you've had the first kind of stage of beginner's luck, you think that trading's easy. So instantly you think in 1 year, 2 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be making 100K a month easily. And that's the biggest mistake, because that causes you to over risk, over leverage, and just blow accounts so much faster. And I did this for about a year, just over leveraging and over risking constantly because I wanted to get to a certain level, which I wasn't ready for yet. And a lot of you guys are going to be doing that too. And that's going to be a big reason why you're still stuck in the same place, because you're trying to get to like level 10 when you're on level 1. But you need to go through all the levels slowly, consistently, and with discipline. If you don't do that, you won't ever get to that level 10. So instead of thinking in months, think in years. It's going to take you 3 to 4 years to start earning decent money from trading. It's probably going to take you 4, 5, 6 years to start seeing big results from trading. If you think it's going to be overnight, then trading isn't for you. Then moving on to mistake number 3. And again, this is what a lot of beginner traders do. And that's overcomplicating their charts and overcomplicating their strategy. Because what usually happens is you get into trading and you research one strategy. The strategy works for a while, and then you take a few losses and you take a few more and you get on a losing streak. You then think the issue here is your strategy and the indicators that you're using. So what do? You research another one. Then you research another one. Then you add another indicator, and then you add another indicator. Now your charts are too overcomplicated to read. Your strategy has so many confluences and different points where you're actually confused in what you're doing. And your charts just end up looking like a video game. They're literally impossible to read. But you think you're doing better because you're using more strategies and more indicators. However, that actually makes your trading worse. It makes you see trades that aren't there, or you just don't know what's happening. So you need to simplify things. One simple strategy, one or two indicators as a max. Myself, my strategy is super simple. I only have one indicator on my chart. Before, I used to have like 4 different indicators, and I tried to merge like 3 different strategies into one. I thought that was the best thing to do, but it wasn't. I kept losing, overcomplicating myself, seeing trades that weren't there, and I just lost a load of money. I only started to become profitable when I simplified things and just become very disciplined and consistent with using that one strategy with those 1 or 2 indicators. If you do the same, I promise you, you'll see better results. And mistake number 4, this is a small one, but it can really affect you if you're trading on prop firms. And that's not realizing the commissions and the spreads, especially in today's markets. Because I've been trading for over 4 years, I'm used to trading gold with quite high lots in the beginning because the moves weren't as big. My accounts could handle bigger lot sizes. However, coming into the end of 2025 and moving into the start of 2026, the markets have been absolutely crazy. So you may put a stop loss at a certain level, but because the markets are moving so quick and because of your lot size, you're going to get stopped out a lot further away than you first realized. So if you're using prop firms, which have a max daily down draw allowance, you could easily go over that if your stop loss is too close, that max daily down draw. As well with commissions, if you are a scalper or trading multiple times a day and using higher lot sizes, these commissions can really add up. And if you're not clued on to what you're kind of spending with commissions, again, you can hit your daily down draws really, really quick. And this was a huge mistake that I made, and it cost me a lot of money. For example, only a few months ago, I was trading with FTMO. I took a loss for the day and I saw another trade come up. Normally, I would completely allow this because this other trade that coming up was an A+ setup. So I was going to take that trade. But what I did, I set a stop loss. I think it was at minus $2,000. This was on a 100K FTMO account. After like half an hour of going absolutely nowhere, the trade started to go closer to my stop loss. This is absolutely fine. I was absolutely fine to lose this amount. I prepared myself that I could potentially take this loss. But what happened then was the market moved really, really quick. It didn't take the trade out of minus 2,000. It took it at minus 2,700. That then put me way past my max daily down draw by a few $100s. That meant the account was cancelled. I lost the account just because of spreads. So especially in today's market, you need to be really, really careful and give yourself a big enough buffer to allow for spreads and commissions if you're trading multiple times a day. And mistake number 5, and this is the stupidest mistake of them all, but it's also the one that has cost me the most amount of money. And that is make sure you're trading on the correct account. So many times I have wanted to put a trade on a demo account or on another account which I haven't traded that day, but I've placed it on the wrong account. And that's blown the accounts completely. It might sound really stupid, but when you're on MetaTrader selecting your accounts, they all look fairly similar. Or when you're on Top Step and you want to do a demo trade on one of your blown eval accounts, you accidentally place it on an Express account. This sounds really, really stupid, but I have made this mistake. And I've made this mistake a few times. And these mistakes have literally cost me thousands of dollars. There's been accounts which have been up in profit like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I placed a trade like without a stop loss, without a take profit because I thought it was just on a demo account. I then log in the next day or a few hours later and see that I've placed it on my live account. And that has completely destroyed me. And the only person to blame is myself. So now every time I place a trade, I'm not only checking my confluences, the market, I'm also checking what account I have open at that time. And it sounds really stupid, but I have made this mistake. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have made this mistake as well. It's not something that I'm proud to admit, but it's something you have to be super, super careful about, because it is really easy with trading to place trades on the wrong account, especially as demo accounts and your live accounts, they look very similar. And if they've kind of got the same balance in as well, it's really, really easy to mistake both of them. So hopefully you guys haven't had to experience that mistake, but just be wary, because it will creep up on you when you're least expecting it. And every time it's crept up on me, it's because I've been in profit. And for some reason, the gods have told me not today, and I've lost it all. So these were the 5 stupidest mistakes that I've personally made. And I hope that you guys don't make these. However, I can imagine a lot of you guys have made them already or are about to. So just be careful when trading. Watch this video again, note everything down, have it in writing. So before you guys place a trade or do anything silly, you can read through and make sure you're not going to make these mistakes. And another big mistake is not focusing on your psychology, your discipline, or your mindset, because that is a huge reason why traders fail. So if you feel like you need to improve on this, I have a completely free Telegram group for you guys to join. The link is in the description. There's also a free trading plan builder, a free trading journal, and a free playbook with my 4.5 years of trading experience written down there for you guys to read. So I hope to see you guys utilize that, because it is completely free. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.